Hello, this is Francis from McCaffrey's Crafts, and today I'm continuing on my series about Blackthorn and Irish faction fighters. And in the last video I was talking about some of the differences between the faction fights and the other fights at the time, which were from agrarian or from sectarian societies who were rising up against what they saw as various threats. Faction fighting was kind of different. Like, say, a lot of the leaders of faction fights were actually independent farmers, and for them the cause of the labourer or those who were desperately oppressed, like small tenants, was kind of something more of like a sideshow more often than not. Like, they weren't that heavily affected by some of the turmoil at the time. Some farmers, according to their means and connections, could even command, between 200 to up to 1,000 men. And this is all documented in the Tipperary Vindicator of the 18th of June 1845. It's also worth noting as well, another group I forgot in the last video is trade guilds. Fighting between trade guilds was pretty common enough, and I want to make distinction. They are not faction fights. A trade guild would be a fight over rights or privileges. Like, say for example, in Dublin there's always been this kind of long-standing feud between the butchers of Ormond Market and the Liberty Boys, which were the weavers across the Liffey. They fought on and off for about 200 years, and basically they were fighting over who should precede whom in the city muster. But again, I want to just make the point of this video is these fights should not be confused with faction fights, which were a faction fight was pretty much a free-for-all which anyone could join in. In a sense, everyone really did, if you think about it. The landlords, remember I discussed, they would bets, and they would get involved as well. The magistrates would be involved, the police, the military would come down, masses and masses of country people and farmers as well. So it was kind of an unusual phenomena, the faction fights, and it's worth kind of noting this is the kind of interesting historical part. You have to try to figure out what was really a faction fight and what was really something else. And again, those trade guilds are it happened all over Ireland as well, for the rights to a fishery or we are before you, and it's quite interesting as well, I thought to mention. So look here, there you have it, just a kind of quick little faction fight video today, just as a little bonus for you for the weekend. Thank you.